Hey you guys, what's up? It's your girl tamarialakayye coming to you with another video on my SisterLocks. I've been documenting my journey where I'm going from a 4C loose natural to a 4C locked natural. So if you're interested in natural hair content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also hit the notification bell so you're not missing out on any of my future content. Okay, now in today's video we are going to go ahead and have a little discussion about, you know, postpartum shedding. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get into that real quick. All right, you guys, so the kids are asleep. My husband is actually at work and I decided this would be the perfect time for me to just have a moment to myself, sit down and try to create some content. So I wanted to go ahead and create a video today on postpartum shedding. I've touched on it a few times in some of my other videos, but I wanted to go ahead and tell you guys some more about my experience with postpartum shedding. Now let me just go ahead and give you a little bit of a backstory if you are tuning in for the first time and you haven't seen any of my other videos. I got my SisterLocks installed June 3rd of 2019. I was in my first trimester of my pregnancy. Now, I already knew before I got pregnant that I wanted SisterLocks. Like, there was no question, no doubt in my mind that I wanted this hairstyle. And then I got pregnant. The pregnancy was pretty much unexpected. And so I didn't even do any type of research on SisterLocks and postpartum shedding. But the consultant did mention something to me while she was, you know, giving me a consultation. She was saying that I could, you know, potentially experience loss of hair around my perimeter and we would just keep an eye on it. And basically that's what's going on. It's not really extreme yet and I'm hoping that it doesn't get any worse than what it already is. We're here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and be sharing some updates and some information about it. So I want to say postpartum shedding for me did not happen immediately after I had my baby. It was probably towards the middle of the second month that I started noticing that my edges were kind of just like pretty much falling out. Like, you know, they were coming out, it was falling out. It was weird, it's strange because, you know, nobody wants to be like touching their hair and then it's falling out, but that's what I was noticing. So I wanted to go ahead and take some measures to be a bit proactive to kind of slow this down and kind of like stop it as much as possible from happening. So I started eating a lot healthier. I started to drink tons more of water. I was taking different types of supplements and things of that nature. I had even created a nighttime hair routine, which I did for about 2 weeks before I just kind of like fell off track with that. So I noticed while I was doing those things that the shedding became very minimal. So I was like, okay, something's working. And then I got completely distracted from what I was doing. I pretty much stopped eating healthy. I was slacking on taking my vitamins every day, lacked up on the water. Like, I just completely fumbled the ball. It's pretty strange because I don't know, like when everything was going on with my hair and my edges falling out around the perimeter, it felt weird. Like I had an itchy scalp around my perimeter as well. It felt like it was like burning. It wasn't like an intense burn, but it was definitely like almost like, I don't know what sunburn feels like, so I'm not gonna say sunburn, but as if you were in the sun for a while and then you had maybe like something on your scalp and the sun was hitting that and it was burning. That's what it felt like. I was gonna use the example that it felt like a perm, but it didn't really feel as strong as that, but it was like really itchy and then it had like this slight burn to it. And then I would notice that like right in this area, even a little bit up in here, that I could see where the hairs were like getting, I don't want to say pulled out, but they were coming out because obviously I could see all of the little white cuticles like stuck within the root of my locks. So I don't know how they came out because I haven't really been doing like a lot of hairstyles and manipulating my hair too much, but you would just see like a ton of them in one strand. And then what makes it worse for me is the fact that I already have like hand and hair syndrome, like extremely bad. Like my hand is always in my hair, my hand is always like feeling and touching. So when I noticed that I could see the little hairs or whatever sticking out, I would like start to pull them out. Don't do that, because basically if you're pulling them out, you're just gonna make it so that your lock is thinner. So the thinner it becomes, the weaker it's gonna be. So if you see those hairs in your head, try your best to not just go ahead and pull them out. So I would say this one. No, was it this one? I feel like it was smaller than that. Okay, this one. This lock was a lot thicker than what it was, but because I've been like trying to like pull those dead hairs out, it got really thin. And then that's when I was like, okay, Tamaria, I'm gonna need you to pull it together, keep your hands out of your head, because you're gonna mess around, make these locks thin, and just weaken them up. So I've been trying my hardest to just go ahead and just keep my hands out of my hair, or even if I feel like I want to put my hands in my hair, then just move it to a different area and not be really putting my hands on the perimeter of my hair, because it is in a very sensitive state right now. So yeah, that is basically what I've been experiencing with my postpartum shedding. If you've watched any of my other videos, you would know that this is not typically a part of my hairline. It looks like I lost some locks here, but I didn't. It's just pretty sparse and thin right here. As far as, it's just, this is where I had a lot of edges. As you can see, like right here is like my normal regular hairline. It starts like right here. So where these hairs are still surviving is kind of like where my natural hairline would go. So this is not a part of my natural hairline as well. I got my little sideburns that are still trying to hang on. The other side isn't as bad as this side. As you see, this part, this area doesn't look as bad as that one. And then up under here, it's not that bad either. So it's really just this area right here. Another little tip that you could do to go ahead and try to alleviate your postpartum shedding is try to keep that area moisturized. I noticed that when it was dry and I wasn't really doing anything to it, that's when I noticed that it had that little burn to it. But if I sprayed a little bit of my water from my water bottle and then went in with some oil, then it had like a moisturizing feeling to it. So it kind of took away that itch and that burn. And also I felt like that was just good, because when I would go to sleep and I would put my bonnet on and everything, like when I would toss and turn, I don't know, it felt like that area felt sensitive, like that itch and that burn was starting to come back. So I would say just try to go ahead and keep that part moisturized and lightly oiled so that you're not experiencing those types of issues. So I don't know if you guys can see. Let me see if I can zoom in. So I don't know if you can see it, but there's like a lot of hairs that then came out from my roots or my scalp. And when I see that, it just makes me want to pull them out. I feel like wherever I lost the hair, it's gonna grow back. But I feel like even though I'm losing, it seems like a lot of hair right now, I feel like your hair kind of is naturally gonna do that every so often on its own. Is it's gonna pull out some of the hair from the root and then just keep that hair within the lock and just keep on going and doing its thing. So that's what I'm trying to think of to keep myself, like I said, from pulling it out, because it is pretty difficult to just see that and then just want to be like, okay, and then pull that strand out. And then once you pull out one, you just start pulling out a whole bunch of them before you see like your little pile of hair that you're collecting, and then you'd be like, oh, maybe I should quit. Well, maybe you guys don't do that, but I be doing that. But all in all, I know that this is going to be a temporary thing. I don't feel like this is going to be permanent, so I'm just really trying to stay patient and just be proactive in doing what I can in order to kind of like help alleviate the situation and make it better. So I would keep you guys updated, of course, on what's going on with the postpartum shedding and things of that nature. You'll be able to, you know, see me grow my edges back out eventually. We don't know how long it's gonna take. All I know is that right now it's April of 2020 and your girl is struggling in the edges department. If I could buy a little pack of them edges that people were selling on the memes, then I probably would and paste them right there. No, I'm just kidding, that's too much. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to go ahead and like this video. Also, go ahead and share it on any of your social media platforms, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.